Hello, it is 1 o'clock on Tuesday. No, it's not, it's noon. And I am here. I'll be joined by Sonia from Style Esteem in just a moment. We're going to do our little lunch chat that we do every week with a different founder or woman in the breast cancer space to say hi, introduce you, tell everybody what is happening in our world. And if you have questions, please feel free to reach out and ask. Let's bring Sonia in here. Hopefully this works. Every time it works, it feels like a total miracle. Awesome. I can see that it's going to go. There you are. Hello, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. It's so nice to see you.
Likewise, it's so nice to see your face.
I almost had on a shirt that was exactly that print, which would have been amazing.
It's hard not to do something flannel or plaid this time of year. So I definitely love that I can do that and also avoid having to do my hair. I think it's a major bonus
Oh,
right
totally.
now.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just looking at your website, which we'll get into
Mhm.
in a second, but really admiring how nice it is to have seasons and to not have to like really think too much about it that you did that for everybody. So it's amazing. Do you want to tell everybody a little bit more? I know, we've cross-pollinated a lot. We just finished a giveaway
Yeah,
together, but it would be great to hear a little bit more about you and Style Esteem.
sure. So for those of you who have not met me, my name is Sonia. I'm the founder of Stylist Team Wardrobe. I was diagnosed with breast cancer at age 29. During that time, when I lost my hair, it was a major shift in identity, I think, as it is for a lot of us women who are grappling with this diagnosis that just perhaps wasn't on our radar that we were not expecting. And in that time, you go through so much loss. One of the things that you go through loss with is your hair. And in my experience, it was just kind of treated as like a passing side effect. It was treated as like, okay, well, you've had your first round of chemo, you'll be back for round two. Make sure you buy a wig because your hair will be falling by then. But then when that started to happen, when that process kicked off, I realized it's so much more than that. It's having to sort of find new ways to express your identity. It's finding new ways to be comfortable with your look. It's also a great deal about your hair and scalp health, which is something that we've covered in our blog series. And so going with that, I started to actually create my own head wraps because the things that I found online were like either really boring or they made me look like a cancer patient. And I just wanted to look like myself. So I started to visit a fabric shop near my infusion center, and I'd bring home a few yards of cloth each time I'd go there. And the styles I came up with really improved my quality of life much more so than the wig because I didn't have to worry about, wearing something that, exacerbated the pain of hair loss, the headaches and the bruising and all that. And I wanted to share this with other women because it made a big difference in my healing. Because I was able to do the little things that we, sometimes miss out on during treatment, like walks and time with friends and family, and just being a little bit more social and a little bit more active. And so through that, I also realized like we dress for the seasons, we dress for the occasions as women, and that should not change with hair loss. We should still have those options, like the same way you go out and buy, your fall outfit, your fall wardrobe. You should be able to do the same. Come on our website and browse different styles that are season appropriate, occasion appropriate, because that's who we are naturally as women. We like to have options. So that's why that was there. And then we also do, the one-for-one donations. For each wrap we sell, we donate one to a cancer patient.
Yeah, I love that so much. And I've learned really so many things from talking to you. And when my mom was going through treatment in the early 2000s, she had the same complaints that you had, like the headache, like really just skin sensitivity. Wearing a wig was uncomfortable. It moved around. It made her really self-conscious. And the only
Yeah.
head wrap we could find was this like yellow terry cloth one. And the yellow was like just
Hmm.
such a bad color when she was getting
Yeah.
jaundice, and we have olive skin anyway. It was
Yeah.
really, I think, disheartening to figure out what would make her feel comfortable and not be able to find any other styles or options. So it just
Yeah.
became the thing she wore at home. And I love that you've created these lines that are just like totally beautiful. The one you sent for the
Thank
giveaway,
you.
I was like, I want to keep this. I think I
Well, we could definitely get you one. We can be twinning, you know. I would love
we should do that
that.
next time. I keep saying that.
Yeah.
I think that they're just so beautiful. And my daughter, who's about to turn 10, asked me if I would teach her how to sew as her birthday present
Mm-hmm.
because I used a lot
Oh,
of clothes. And I was trying
yeah.
think of like styles that we could make that would be simple. And yesterday I was like, oh, we could do like a little kind of 60s style shift dress. And so I Googled it to show her what I meant. And in the best, like the coolest dresses that I found, all had matching head wraps. And I was like, right,
Yeah,
like it's really cool and stylish. And I think
it is.
separate and apart,
Yeah.
because your hair has come back and you have beautiful hair, but you still look so great in them. And I think um, they're just a cool
Yeah.
accessory.
I mean that was kind of the goal, like to use a silhouette that really works for everybody, right? Because there's a lot of different types of hats out there, especially like the beanie style, and it just a lot of them, to be honest, end up being not so flattering on most of us. And you know, I wanted something that is basically just like you're swapping out colors and patterns versus like major shift in like a style, right? Because like you said about your mom, you know, when you're going through treatment, your skin changes color sometimes. And sometimes it happens, like for me, it happened at the very end. Like my skin, I took such good care of it. I was so on top of my skincare game that time. But I made it till the very end. And then at the last, you know, right before the last round of treatment, I started having horrible issues. Just like my skin was like literally peeling off. It was so bad. And, you know, just going from, okay, like I don't want to wear pattern things. I don't want to draw more attention to my face. I would like to just have something very plain, very subdued, you know, and just the silhouette is something you're already comfortable with. So you're just swapping it out at that point. And it helps you kind of deal with the symptoms as they come because things do change. Sometimes they change on an hourly basis, to be honest. So, um, that's another goal, to make life a little bit easier, not having to worry about constantly changing your style altogether, just having little tweaks here and there.
Right, totally. And if you know it's a style that works for you, and then just having color choices or fabric choices depending on the weather and how warm it is, yeah, it's super smart. Um, One of the other things I wanted to talk about that I learned in our interviews that are now blog posts on our both of our sites that deal with, you know, preparing for hair loss when it's happening and how to regrow your hair and take care of your scalp in the best possible
Yeah.
way, was about coconut oil, which I have used in lots of different things, in cooking, sometimes on my skin, but I started using it on my hair because I
Yeah.
just never thought to do it before. And I wanted to tell you that I've been doing it for a
Mhm.
little while and it really has made a huge difference.
Yeah, you know, the coconut oil is something that works for so many different things. It's like a holy grail type of like natural product for me. It works as a makeup remover, it works as like, you know, like a facial cleanser, and especially for the hair, it's really wonderful because it has so many very nutrient dense properties. It's very anti-inflammatory. So it's something that is awesome during hair loss for your scalp, but then it also works really well just throughout your hair regrowth, or if you just have healthy hair and you want better hair. It's really great. Something that I actually have been doing recently since our series came out, all those different oils that we recommended, I actually put them together into like a concoction, and I've been using that concoction. So it has, and I think we've added a couple of more items on there since we published, but it's something like you know, castor oil, grapeseed oil, biotin serum, coconut oil, and a few other things. And really, I've been using it. I've almost been doing spot treatments with it. Because when your hair grows back, you know, you have the issue of there's always something growing faster and something, you know, growing slower. And so, you know, of course, we all go through the mullet phase. Love that. But then there's also the issue of, you know, when it does start to fully grow out, you will notice like maybe your hairline is growing a little bit unevenly. Maybe some spots are a little bit patchy. And so I've actually been just spot treating those areas, especially with, you know, a few times a day actually, since we're all at home now and we have head wraps anyway. So I've just been doing spot treatments there and using the same thing on my eyebrows. And it's really, I can't tell you, like, it's really impressive how, you know, you can do this with natural products. You don't have to go, I mean, you can buy like, you know, cosmetic items. That's fine. You know, a lot of them out there are good. But the wonderful thing about these natural oils is that, you know, your follicles don't become dependent on them. So when you stop using them, there's not like a regression or anything like that. And it actually really works. My eyebrows are thicker since the last time you
Oh
saw
my God,
me,
yeah,
and
they're
those
amazing.
spots are filling out. So it's pretty good. I'm glad we were able to share that with everyone.
Yeah, for sure. Do you use it on your lashes too? I know that one of the things we talked about,
Mhm.
because losing your
Yes.
lashes is like a whole nother level of feeling.
Hmm.
Like, you can cover up your hair, you could wear a cool hat, there's lots
Yeah.
to do, but without eyebrows and eyelashes, I think a lot of people really struggle. And you mentioned that you had like a special little brush that
Yeah.
are you using that with the concoction you?
Yeah. So it's like this really fine little tiny brush, and like we have on our Amazon store, we have the one that we recommend is the same one that I use, and I've been using it since treatment, and I love it because it comes with a few different type of applicator brushes and like a little empty tube that's like a mascara tube with that brush that we usually use for our lashes. And so yes, I do keep that as a use for all the spots that I needed, including my eyelashes. The eyelash part is a little bit difficult because it depends. Like if you sometimes have sensitive eyes, it can you have to be careful. You have to use it very sparingly because otherwise your eyes might get irritated. And so I actually limit that one just to nighttime use for before bed, because I think when I use it during the day, I'm doing so much, it kind of sometimes gets in my eyes. And so I realized that one is best for nighttime, and everything else I do like anytime I'm walking past a mirror, I just like dab a little bit on and just like I'm earning brownie points with myself that
Oh,
way.
love
So
it. It's
yeah.
it's a really good time to focus on taking care of yourself. There's so much about what we're doing that's been taken away and is unavailable and that we've had to work
Mhm.
around. And I think, everybody revamping their self-care routine and doing things that they,
Yeah.
otherwise wouldn't have dedicated the time to because of commutes or because of meetings or whatever it is. We have like a little
Yeah.
bit of extra time that feels worth dedicating to feel better.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. And it's such a tough thing because once you get diagnosed, there's we already have so many options out there, and when you get diagnosed, you kind of get to a point where you're even more scrutinizing of what you want to put on your face and on your scalp. And I think now is a great time. It's been a blessing to have all this time, just because it's a good time to do research. We can really kind of do a deep dive into different things, read different blog posts and connect with other women from the community. And I think it's a nice time to really become well versed and knowledgeable on the things that you could potentially use to improve your self-care routine.
Yeah, for sure. So would you be willing to share the recipe for your concoction? Like what are the ratios that you use of the different things? And maybe not even here now, but if we could type it up and put it in the comments.
Oh,
Awesome.
absolutely. Yeah, it's honestly it's so simple. I will definitely share it with you. I want everyone and anyone who needs this to benefit from it, because it's really it's changed my speed of hair regrowth. So we'll definitely share that. And maybe we'll put together like a little video and show how to mix it. And I think we should also maybe do a little video of like how to apply it. I think that would be super helpful.
Yeah,
Maybe we can post that together.
that would be amazing because I think, one of the things that I struggle with is, I'm home, I have two kids, and once there's like more than one or two steps to anything, I'm like, forget it.
Yeah.
And if it can be that there's a product that gets multiple things that you can combine at home and then use, and it's one thing that you use on all these different places, I think that solves
Yeah.
sort of that extra hurdle for those of us who like aren't super into products but want to take good care of hair and skin. That's a really smart idea.
Yeah, I agree with you. I personally was never that type of person who was like a beauty guru or like some expert in like hair and makeup. I really love finding something that works. I mean, I was just telling my mom, like, I've been using the same eye cream. I bought three little things of the same eye cream last Christmas, and it's probably going to last me through next year. I'm one of those people. I just want to put it on autopilot.
Yeah.
I don't need to like. I mean, it's nice to try new things, but I don't have that need of like, I always need to be like recalibrating my beauty routine. I just want to do something that supports my body. That's all I care about. So this is definitely something you can make like a little jar of. You can like, those little marmalade jars or whatever, those like small little glass jars. You can just make one and keep it in your bathroom, in your cabinet, and it will last you just for ages, because you're using at max like a few drops at a time. So
Yeah.
this is definitely going to be an easy one for you to just incorporate. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And I think, I trust you so much. I feel like you've done so much research And when
Yeah.
we talked about the different products that you used and the things that you think about and the research that you've done, I feel like, you know, everybody is different and everybody's body reacts differently to things, but you've done so much homework on finding what are the products that you understand the sourcing, that you know are vegan, that, you know, all these things that are really important to our overall health. I feel like you've incorporated really
Yeah.
smartly into the products that you've been recommending on your platform and in our interview. And I just appreciate that so much. I think there's a lot of cool stuff that's out there that we don't necessarily know what's in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's so many brands that I think I definitely didn't know about these companies before diagnosis, but since that time, especially, you know, getting involved with different conferences like Living Beyond Breast Cancer or Warrior Revolution, like those two, I feel like I've learned about so many amazing companies just through those two conferences alone. Companies that are doing clean beauty, whether it's like cosmetics or for, you know, hair products or something else. You know, deodorants. There's just so much that I have in my, you know, in my sort of beauty routine now that I've learned about only after diagnosis, and that's okay. That's how it is for a lot of women, you know. But that's why I think, you know, seek out resources that sort of lay out all these things for you, just so you can kind of speed up your own process. Because there are, like we said, there's so many options out there. It's really, it can get overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah,
So
for
that's why
sure.
we're,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we should connect offline about making a video on how to put those things together and posting a recipe. But in the meantime, if people want
Yeah.
to find out more about your products, do they go, like, where's the best place to find information and products that you're putting out?
Sure. So you can go to styleesteemshop.com. That's StyleEsteemshop.com. And over there, you'll see, of course, all of our head wraps, the full collection, and then you'll also find our blog, which has, of course, our series that we did together, the 3-part series, taking care of your hair and scalp before, during, and after treatment, because we firmly believe that it's not just, you know, hair loss is not just your hair falling out. It starts when you get your diagnosis and learn that you'll need chemo, and it just continues until you feel you're done with it. And, you know, that can be a long time. So that blog series, I think, is going to be one of the best things on our website you can go to and just sort of know that you're not alone, you're supported by us, and there's definitely things you can do to kind of take back control during treatment, to help your hair, to kind of create an environment where your hair is going to grow back nice and healthy. So you'll find the head wraps, you'll find our blog series, you'll find other blog posts, just we have a lot of really cool things, you know, words from women in the community who have gone through it, who have like words of wisdom and their stories of how they cut their hair, you know, when they started chemo and all these other things. So you'll see those things there. You'll also see our, you know, if you're interested to like get suggestions on different, like the oils that we mentioned or different, you know, other clean beauty products, you can go in that same area of our website and you'll see our Amazon storefront is linked there. Any proceeds that we gain from the storefront will go into our donation program, just so you know. But those are all things that I've used or things that I've been recommended by other women in the community, including some nice books too about cancer and storybooks about treatment and things like that. So please go on there and just sort of see what's there already. And if you find that there's something missing that you want either of us to create, please do reach out, DM Style Esteem or Brilliantly. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, I
So.
love that. Thank you. And I love that you're taking the proceeds and giving back. I think that's so important. And I love that it's
Yeah.
something that happens so often in our space. I think this community feels above and beyond any other community I've been part of that really just is compelled to help each other and make the experience better. So thank you for being part of that.
Yeah.
And thanks for taking the time today to chat. I'll share this and we'll connect soon about sharing that recipe because I think it sounds awesome.
Sounds great. Can't wait.
All right.
Thanks for having me
Yeah,
today.
of course. Have a good afternoon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.